Hey guys, what's up? It's FUN here, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how fun Baruuk can actually be. Now, I haven't made an updated build video on Baruuk ever since he came out. Whenever he first came out, I made a range build which was centered around his first ability, making it so that damage absorption that you got was all the way around the frame, because you have to build into range to make the damage absorption go all the way around Baruuk, right? So ever since then, we have got better augment mods. We have discovered better ways of lowering the restraint meter, because the restraint meter has to be low for you to use your fourth ability. And Baruuk is now probably one of the most devastating frames in the game whenever it comes to his exalted, which is his 4, right? So this entire build is centered around the augment called Reactive Storm, which basically makes it so his fourth ability is going to react to the damage type that is required for the enemy that you're trying to kill. So if you're trying to kill a bombard, for example, right, it would swap to radiation damage because of the alloy armor that they have. If it is a heavy gunner, that's ferrite armor, so you need corrosive for it, so on and so forth, right? So the ability, the fourth ability, is absolutely nuts now. And on top of that, you can also build combo whenever you're right up in the enemy's face and you're punching them dead on. Of course, the waves that you shoot out are still super devastating either way. But if you want to build up your combo, you have to be right up into the face of the enemy to build that up and deal even more damage. So the build that we're going to be taking a look at in today's video is mainly centered into strength, because that affects the fourth and it also affects the third ability. The third ability, you get more knives and stuff like that, more damage reduction. The fourth ability, you get more damage. We also have a decent amount of efficiency on this build with fleeting expertise, because we want to be able to spam our second ability and make sure that our free is up at all times. We don't really care too much about elude. You can actually go as far as to subsume this off. I haven't personally done it yet. You could throw something like Ensnare or Zephyr's ability, I think it's called Airburst, on here to grip all the enemies up, because the more gripped up the enemies are, the more restraint you're going to chop off by using Lul. Now, you're going to notice that the duration of this build is basically just butchered. We have as little duration as we possibly can, thanks to Transient Fortitude, and that's because we want to be able to cast Lul as much as we possibly can to lower that restraint meter, right? We can cast it, the enemies wake up, cast it again, enemies go to sleep, wake up, keep on going until you basically have no restraint, and you can go ahead and just use your fourth ability and stay in it, because you can cast Lul while you're in your fourth and also keep your free up as well. So really insane kit that this guy has for crowd control, damage, and of course, like, the reactive storm weapon is just the cherry on top. So natural talent for casting speed, rolling guard to keep yourself alive, prime sure footed so you don't get knocked down, brief respite to keep you alive as well, augur secrets, transient fortitude, blind rage, and umbral intensify for the strength, reactive storm, the augment, clean expertise for the efficiency and negative the duration, arcane energize for energy sustain, arcane strike for more attack speed, and that is pretty much the build, right? And then whenever it comes to the melees that I'm running, prime pressure point, sacrificial steel, prime fever strike, prime smite mod, prime fury, gladiator might, organ shatter, and shocking touch, making corrosive, just increasing the base damage. Really nutty, right? So let's go ahead and put Baruuk to the test yet again. I should probably pause those enemies, actually. Heavy gunners. There we go. Pause AI. Simulate. So, normally, well, way back in the day, I figured out that the best way to actually lower your restraint was to use your one and let yourself take damage, which was what prompted me to make the range build, right? To just maximize the radius of the one and then absorb as much damage as possible. But now what we do is we just make sure that our free is active, which is going to seek out enemies, destroy their weapons, and that's going to lower your restraint. And also just keep on spamming your 2, right? Because that is going to put the enemies to sleep, and then they're going to wake up again, and you can see how much restraint we lose with every single cast of Lul, which is actually super insane, right? So you're able to do this while you are in your fourth ability, right, to keep yourself in the fourth ability. So you want to make sure that you're using Lul as much as you possibly can, and then whenever you finally are able to get into your fourth, I'm just going to go ahead and lower the restraint to its minimum. Go ahead and use your 4. Check this out. Look at that damage. I haven't built up any combo yet. It's kind of nuts, you know what I mean? And you can just like run around, use this through walls, everything. Like, the frame is just insane for the amount of damage that he can dish out. So if you want to build up your combo, you have to be right up in the face of the enemy and then melee them like that. and you can see that we more or less we knocked them away. And yeah, it's pretty cool. But another thing you can do is you can just slide through them like so, and if you slide through them and hit them, that's going to build up your combo as well. You can actually see the combo meter in the bottom right hand corner. You want to make sure that you have dexterity things on. So if we go ahead and we take a look at my FUN Nuke or primer, for example, what you can get is secondary dexterity, which is going to what's it called, give you 7.5 second combo duration. And on top of that, if you really wanted to, you could go ahead and run primary dexterity. So I have one of those on my Bubonico on the primer build. Yeah, and that is just going to give you another 7.5 seconds, right? So that makes it even more insane for sustaining your combo just with those two arcanes equipped, right? So what we do, again, go ahead, use your 1, I guess, use your 2, make sure that your 3 is active, keep on spamming your 2 to lower that restraint. I need more energy. That's the other thing, right? You want to make sure that you're killing enemies as much as you can to sustain your energy, of course. Like whenever you're playing a normal mission, the enemies are going to be a lot weaker, you know what I mean? So you won't have to worry about killing like a heavy gunner or bombard, right? So now we just go ahead, we use our 4. We will go right up to the enemies, and you can see, if you pay attention to the bottom right hand corner, you can see the combo duration now, right? Even though we haven't actually built up any big combo yet, you can see that the combo meter, which is the little gray bar above Serene Storm, you can see how low that is, right? So now what we want to do, we spawn in more enemies, and you can see that our restraint is halfway full again. We just go ahead, recast our free, and go ahead, use lull, and that restraint meter goes all the way down again, right? So just keep on spamming your lull, making sure that, you know, you're sustaining your energy and whatnot by killing enemies, and then just keep on doing that over and over and over again. It's kind of funny to me how they just get flung about the simulacrum whenever I punch them. It's so dumb. But then, yeah, you've got other combos as well. So it's up to you which other combos you want to do. They all look really dang cool, you know, and you're just going to deal absolutely nutty damage either way. It doesn't matter which one you go ahead and choose to do, right? So the other thing that I can show you guys is if I go ahead and spawn in, let's say, bombards, right? We spawn in corrupted bombards. Get these guys on the go. Go ahead, jump over. You'll see that the damage type changes to radiation and corrosive, right? So that's pretty nice as well. So it's got corrosive on there because we've actually built that on our fists, and then it's adapting to the damage type of the enemy that we're hitting, which is very nice. And then last but not least, I can go ahead and show you guys Corpus, I guess. So if we go to, I say, a Corpus Tech, for example, these here guys, simulate them. Reduce our restraint, go ahead, cast my free, like so. And then you see very good damage, very good. It kills them pretty quickly. So this one's going to change based on, you know, what they've got. If they haven't got shields, I think it changes to something different to compensate for that. So that is basically just how it goes. But Baruuk, super fun. Great frame. Amazing. One of the best frames in the game in terms of just having fun, killing a ton of enemies with an Exalted. Probably better than Excalibur in terms of Exalted abilities. And it's not a drain over time. So I'm not losing any energy in it over time. Only the restraint meter is going back up again. So you can stay in this more or less permanently. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it. Like the video, subscribe for more Warframe content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.